Krishna is thinking. He reveals what Krishna is considering. So Krishna is reflecting that I came 5,000 years ago, approximately. I displayed my pastimes meant for attracting us all to the platform of spontaneous love, raga bhakti. I did all that, but still there are some things that elude me, that I have not figured out yet, I have not understood yet. What are those three things? And that brings us to Radhashtami. The glories of Srimati Radharani's love. The qualities in Krishna that she experiences through her love. And the sweetness of Krishna that brings her so much happiness. Krishna hasn't figured this out. And he says to himself, as long as I'm Krishna in that position, I'll never be able to understand. Now, keep in mind that this subject matter of Srimati Radharani is actually very confidential. Her name is only, as many of you know, her name is only slightly revealed in Srimad Bhagavatam, Aradhana. She's the most expert at worshiping, serving, pleasing Krishna. Everyone has such a difficult time understanding Krishna himself. How then do you expect to understand Krishna's pleasure? So understanding Srimati Radharani is top drawer security clearance. Once during a preaching situation here in New Zealand, open to the public, one Japanese tourist lady walked in and she saw a picture on the wall of Radha and Krishna. And she came up to me and said, "Who's that girl with him? I want to get rid of her." I want him. So it's nice that she's a little bit attracted to Krishna, but obviously she wants to get rid of Krishna's pleasure potency, which is impossible. Actually, very rarely, and actually never, should we see a picture of Radharani alone, because she's always associated with Krishna, one way or another, by her mind, by her heart, by physical presence. So in talking about these three unfulfilled desires of Krishna, these three mysteries that Krishna acknowledges he can't solve as Krishna, Kaviraj Goswami says, this is a very confidential subject matter, and he has fear that if the wrong people hear it, they'll misunderstand. He's wary that unqualified listeners to Radha Krishna Leela will make an offense, and he doesn't want to contribute to that. So he comes up with a solution. What is his solution? He says, I'll speak it. I'll speak the katha in such a way that only the devotees will understand. I'll speak it in such a way that the camel-like non-devotees, they'll not figure out what I'm talking about. And if they can't understand, no one could be more happier than me. I'll have utmost jubilation that I can talk about Srimati Radharani and those who are not qualified, they will not be able to understand. But I have to say something, Kaviraj Goswami says, because if I don't disclose anything, the devotees won't understand. So I have to speak it, but speak it in a way that there's no danger of non-devotees barging in to this top drawer security clearance subject matter. So he begins to explain Krishna's considerations. Krishna is thinking, the whole universe is attracted to me as the object of the five senses. They're attracted to the sound of my flute playing. It charms the whole universe. That's sound. What about sight? They're attracted to my beauty, which is more than koti kama, more than 10 million cupids. What about my fragrance? As you know, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says he's the original fragrance of the earth. My fragrance pervades the whole universe. All the other flavors that you can find in the universe are based on my original flavor. So we did sound, sight, taste, and then there's scent. My fragrance is throughout the world. And then what about touch? My touch is more cooling and refreshing than Koti Indu, 10 million moons. But what about Srimati Radharani? Everything about her in relation to my senses totally bewilders me. You see, in describing this, Krishna is longing for someone who can attract him. Of course, eternally, he has Srimati Radharani. He talks about how the whole world is focused on me and taking happiness from me. But who is there that can give happiness to my mind? They say I'm Purnananda, I'm the complete bliss. Indeed, that is true. They say I'm Purna Rasa Roop, I am the form of all loving mellows, loving rasas. That is true. But there's something about Srimati Radharani that makes for me so many contradictions. She is my captivator. Although I captivate, Krishna explains, I captivate the whole universe, but she captivates me. But it doesn't end there. Although she captivates me, there's some unknown aspects. There are some unknown aspects of me that control her. And I don't know what that is, and I can't figure it out as Krishna. So what you're hearing is the lead up to the appearance of Radha Krishna as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Krishna can't solve these riddles about Srimati Radharani as Krishna. What does he have to do? He has to take her position. He has to have her emotions, her effulgence, her bhava kanti, the luster of her bhava, the luster of her love. And that bhava kanti turns Krishna's dark blue complexion golden. So in other words, what I hope you're understanding is that the more you understand Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the more you'll understand Srimati Radharani. Sri Krishna Chaitanya, Radha Krishna Nahe Anya. Mahaprabhu is Radha Krishna combined. He's Krishna, looked at from one angle, he's Krishna taking the emotions of Srimati Radharani. Looked at from another angle, he's the combination of Radha and Krishna. And sometimes he, as we discussed this morning, he fully acts in the position of Srimati Radharani. Sometimes during Kirtan, Lord Chaitanya will reveal himself as Srimati Radharani, right in the middle of a Kirtan. And he reveals her emotions. Who can understand all this? Kaviraj Goswami in Chaitanya Charitamrita. How many of you have a set of Chaitanya Charitamrita in your home? Raise your hand. Good beginning, very good beginning. We want to triple it. Yes, we have to start with Srimad Bhagavatam. In Bhagavatam, Krishna Tattva is revealed. First is Bhagavad Gita, right? The preliminary study of the science of God. And then there's the graduate study, Srimad Bhagavatam, which takes all the themes of Bhagavad Gita and expands upon them. In Srimad Bhagavatam, you understand Krishna. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna just introduces himself. Mom, me, aham, I. But who is this mom? Who is this aham? As we heard Maharaj speak this morning about the Sarvadharman Prityaja, Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja verse. Krishna's emphasizing, to me, to me, to me. In Bhagavatam, he describes the me. But in Chaitanya Charitamrita, you not only get Krishna Tattva, the science of Krishna and his Leelas, but you also get Radha Tattva and Radha Tattva combined. So Kaviraj Goswami makes the important point that in his revealing this confidential subject matter about the glories of Radharani's love and what she experiences in loving Krishna, he can only do this to a proper audience, and only those who've made Lord Chaitanya and Lord Nityananda their life and soul can understand it. So this is why, as you see on the altar, we have Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, as well as Radha Giridhari, Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra. So Krishna says that Srimati Radharani totally attracts him, but then he notices she's totally attracted by Krishna. If she just sees a tamal tree, she embraces the tamal tree, which is dark blue colored. She embraces the tamal tree thinking, now I'm embracing Krishna, now my life is successful. If she hears two bamboo plants rubbing together, she thinks, that's the sound of Krishna's flute. She's so Krishna focused. And that is the goal of our life, to be Krishna focused, although no one can ever compete with the Krishna focus of Srimati Radharani. So today is Radhashtami. We can beg for the mercy of Srimati Radharani because Krishna is the property of his devotee. As Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Krishna se tomar, Krishna dite par. Krishna, you belong to your devotee. Therefore, I'm running after the devotee, shouting Krishna, Krishna. He doesn't say he's running directly after Krishna. He's running after the devotee. And who is the topmost devotee? That is Srimati Radharani. And therefore, we pray to her, please recommend us to your Krishna. Krishna's your property. We want to do service, devotional service, so that Srimati Radharani will recommend us to Krishna because of our service. That means we have to be active with our senses, with our resources in Krishna's service. We are the devotional service organization. We are not simply the belief in Krishna organization. We are activists using our senses, using our resources, using our family, all for Krishna's pleasure. In that way, following Lord Chaitanya's instruction, begging for the mercy of Lord Nityananda, we can dare to understand the most confidential subject matter, the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Let's one more time. Here we go.